Power of identity, becoming the person you believe you are, is one of the deepest, most transformational topics in personal development. This isn't about changing habits, it's about changing who you believe you are at your core, because you'll never consistently act in a way that conflicts with your identity you hold about yourself. Welcome back to the Marcus Allgood Show. I appreciate everybody listening and watching and sharing the show and just getting it all out there for us. Today we're going to talk about identity and basically becoming your authentic self and making sure you live that way and just make sure you exude that confidence and know who you are. So what is personal identity and personal development? Your identity is the internal story you believe about yourself. It's shaped by your past experiences, your self-talk, your environment, and the labels you accepted, whether consciously or not. It's the difference between saying, I want to be more organized versus I'm the kind of person who keeps things in order. I'm trying to be healthy versus I'm someone who takes care of my body. Your behaviors follow your identity, not the other way around. If you believe you're lazy, inconsistent, or not good enough, your mind will find ways to confirm that belief. It will talk you out of trying, look for evidence to prove you can't change. It'll self-sabotage when you start making progress. But when you shift your identity, your actions begin to align with that new version of you. You stop acting out of obligation and start acting out of alignment. True behavior change is Identity Change by James Clear from Atomic Habits. Really good book if you haven't read it. I highly suggest reading it. And it's one of those, if you put into Google, why am I so lazy? It's going to give you reasons why you're lazy. If you say, why am I so motivated? It's going to give you reasons why you're motivated. So it's just, the brain works the same way. So you got to make that shift. If you really think back to when you were a kid, on what kind of person you were, that's pretty much who you're going to be in the adult life. If you can find that person, find that true nature of just being yourself back then you're really going to find out who you really need to be in the future self, like when you're older. Identity versus habit change. Most people focus on habit level change. I want to wake up early. I want to read more. I want to start working out. I want to stop procrastinating. I want to eat right. But if your identity still says, I'm not a morning person, or I hate reading, you'll always default back to the old behavior. Instead, shift the identity base to change. I'm a disciplined person. I'm a learner. I'm the kind of person who gets things done. I myself still tell myself I don't like to read, but if it's super interesting, I'll sit there and read for a long time. But if it's a book that I'm reading and it's super boring, I'm just like trying to keep my eyes open. I'm like, I'm not a good reader. And it's not because I'm not a good reader. I'm just not interested in what I'm reading. And I'm just trying to force it down where I should just put the book down and just say, this isn't for me. How to shift your identity. Number 1, decide who you want to be. Be specific. Don't just say better. Say, I'm a leader. I'm a finisher. I'm a healthy, strong, energetic person. I'm disciplined. I'm consistent. And just, you can be that person. All you do is quit negative self-talking and just go for it. Act as if you already are that person. Not fake it, but just and live it in small ways. Ask yourself, what would the disciplined version of me do right now? How would the confident version of me speak in this situation? There's a lot of times when I come inside and the trash is full and I'm like, no, I'll do it later. And I look at myself, not physically look at myself, but I just look and I'm like, you know what? Stop being lazy, take the trash out, boom, switch to that person that I wanted to be. Because the old me would have just been like, whatever, just leave it there and we'll just deal with it later. And guess what? Next day is still there. But if you just make the conscious decision, say, I'm just going to do it now, you're already making a change. Collect small wins that reinforce that identity. That was definitely a win when you do that. Each action becomes a vote for your future self. When you wake up early, go to the gym, follow through, you're proving to your brain, see, this is who I am now. This is why I wake up every day at 4:30, 4:45 to go work out, because I identify as a person who works out, a person who loves to work out. Change your environment. Your environment should reflect your desired identity. Surround yourself with reminders, tools, people, and routines that reinforce that person who you want to become. Watch your language. This is huge. Replace phrases like I'm trying to with I do, I hope to with I will, I wish I was with I'm becoming. I'll hardly ever use the word I'm trying to. I will replace it with no or yes, I'll be there. Or I don't say I'm not going to try to, I'll try to be there. If I say I'm trying to be there, most likely I'm not going to be there. So just say, no, I'm not going to go. It's easier for your brain to accept that fact. Some real life examples: a smoker who says, I'm trying to quit, is still identifying as a smoker. A person who says, I don't smoke anymore, has mentally stepped into a new identity. Someone who says, I want to start a business someday, is dabbling. They don't really mean it, they just think they want to do it. Someone who says, I'm a creator, I solve problems and add value, and becomes resourceful and finds a way to get things done. Becoming resourceful and finding ways to fix things is one of the hardest things to really know that you're actually doing, because you kind of just start doing them. But then you realize that most people don't go out and find their own, they don't solve their own problems. They don't go out there and find the solutions. They just say, well, I can't do it, and then just walk off. Where I'm a person that I will bust my butt trying to find a solution and to be able to fix that problem. So some of the final thoughts I got is you're not stuck because you're broken. You're stuck because you're acting out of an old identity. When you decide who you want to be, act like it daily and reinforce it through consistent action. Your brain begins to believe it, and once your belief aligns with your behavior, everything changes. This is how lasting transformation happens, not by force, but by alignment. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And identity is the foundation of those systems. So that's the pod. I appreciate everybody listening, and share it if you got any value out of this, and let me know what you think. Bye.